Oh, hi. Hello. I'm Jessie, sometimes Laces, sometimes other names, but mostly I'm the head bitch. Welcome to my Super Weirdo series where we celebrate those who have defied expectations, broken all the rules, and built a life and a career all their own. Today's guest is one of my besties, Chris Ayer, a Los Angeles based songwriter and artist. He's toured the US and all over Europe. He's a sync king. Yes, we stand. Freaking collaborator of Matt Simon's. And oh, he's one of my family members, basically. He's just like my ride or die. And he's a Capricorn, kind of a big deal. And he also wrote Super Weirdo with me, as well as many other songs on the LP. So obviously, I had to have him on. You're gonna love this white boy, I promise. Let's go. Time to party. Cups up. Let's let him on. Chris, yes. How
How
are
are
you?
you doing?
I am drinking Chardonnay at an unusually early hour. Oh, I guess it's not that unusual. It's like 6 o'clock, so it's not so.
That's a totally respectable hour for a
I've
delicious
got
beverage.
I've got the show me your kitties wine glasses
That's strong.
today. Thank you so much. Listen, thank you for being here. Welcome to the Super Weirdo family. To me, you are like a builder, you're an innovator. And when you didn't like the box that was assigned to you, you threw it out and you forged your own path. So we're just going to
That's
do.
nice.
I say it to everyone.
All right,
Um,
I'll take it.
but let's just jump right in. Where does your strength and inspiration come from?
My strength. I guess I don't always feel strong, but when I feel strong, I feel like I try to. I just try to show up. I literally just try to show up. I feel like it's a surprisingly high amount of the goal here, and the times in my life where I've like not showed up were the ones I regret. So I feel like I just try to do the things. It's pretty basic, and I still don't do it most days. So I guess I'm just trying my
That's so
best.
not true. That's so not true. And also, that's such a big deal. Like showing up. They say that all the time when you go to yoga. They're like, "You did it. You showed up." And
I know I love
I,
that credit.
but I like that credit. A lot of time, like when you're going to your job, whatever your job is, I always give myself a pat on the back. I'm like, "You did it. You're
I'm
here.
here,
You got
guys.
out of bed." Sometimes you can't get out of bed. Sometimes you're sad. Sometimes you have anxiety. Sometimes you're depressed. So I think give yourself credit for showing up, and I think that's a good thing to say. Show up. I show up.
I show up, and I think you're right. Though it doesn't always mean muscling through and ignoring your own feelings. I think sometimes showing up for yourself means that you have to disappear from, disappoint somebody that day. But I feel like, yeah, that's a good point. I think it's a lot about what that means to you in a given day, and I could be accused something you know nothing about, working too much. So I feel like that occasionally is something I need to remember to like
Yeah.
just like calm down a little, take a break, drink a 6 p.m. Chardonnay, just do
Well,
what needs to
you're
be
always
done.
welcome. You're always welcome here at House Vaughn to have a glass
Deal.
of Chardonnay. Um, you know, what I really enjoyed about your journey is, going from a full-time artist to more of a songwriter and producer and, still doing your artistry, but I really feel like the last few years you've been focusing on kind of lifting other people up and their visions. Um, I mean, you've definitely helped me a lot. So I'm wondering if
Help me along.
there was, if there was like a pivotal moment, an epiphany, a singular moment, if you will, that kind of changed the trajectory of your journey. Like what made
Yeah.
you from weirdo to super weirdo is really
When did I level up to super weirdo? I feel that's super nice of you. I feel like it was accurate in terms of like where this came from for me was very organic and an internal realization where I was just like, I've been an artist focused as an artist for like 15 plus years, and I never felt like I was muscling through or that I my heart wasn't in it. And then like within about a 6 month period, it wasn't even that I my heart was broken by being an artist. It was no negative. It was literally
All
like
of our hearts are broken from being an
it was
artist.
broken to begin with, Jesus, and it didn't help. But it was like I liked the experience that you said exactly, like lifting up other artists or trying to, and really enjoying the part of music that wasn't me, the part of music in my life that I love, that I could sort of separate my ego, separate my like the part of me that wanted to be loved by strangers, like these things that like
Yeah.
is okay. That's a part of what brings you to be an artist. It's like this desire to be understood is very interesting and profound. But like it morphed into just getting to like solve the mystery of what's the song today became like my new favorite thing. You encouraged me to write with other people. I mean, what was that, like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe? And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't think I'll do that. It's too hard. And like the standard artist excuses where you're, scared of the thing that you don't know about really. But, you encouraged it a lot and I really appreciate that. And it sort of emboldened me to do more and more. And getting to be in other people's bands, getting to be, like you've been there for it. And it's been really, I just love it. And it's cool that people who think that I like quit music, some people like who don't keep up with me are like, you got to do music. And I was like, I wrote like 100 songs last year. Like I'm having so much fun doing what I'm doing, you know?
It's so interesting what people define as success when they're not in the music industry or the entertainment industry, where you can actually be more successful and less in their face. And but people really contribute success as something that they can see all the time.
Yeah.
And so when you're famous or you're out there and releasing things, people assume, oh, that's what success
Right.
is, and that's not necessarily true.
No. And I think I super respect the hustle, and I'm lucky to work with artists that are able to hustle there. You have to post a lot more than ever now. You got to post like daily.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, but I'm kind of loving that people think that I've disappeared. It's like I like to post when I want to post. I love to post when I made something with somebody and I get to be like, look at this cool thing we made. Look, they made it and now it's recorded. Like that's my favorite shit ever.
Yeah.
And it's just a personal thing that I'm really enjoying. Like you're exactly right. It's like stuff I have a friend who says the worst thing, people think they want to be famous, but then a lot of those people can't even make a living and
Yeah.
they have like notoriety and no viability. They can't like support themselves. And it's like a nightmare. So I feel like the opposite is kind of nice to try and make a living,
Yeah.
like a little under the surface, a little bit a part of a community. And like, I'm happy over here. Like, this is
I can
exactly that.
I can relate to that so much. And um I remember seeing you for the first time and telling Ryan, my husband, for those who don't know who, it's of Jesse actually. But yeah, my husband. And we went to go see you play. We love him, don't worry.
Love him.
We love him. But I remember when we went to go see you play, and I said, that's a pop writer, and you need to encourage him to write with as many people as possible, because that's not something that always comes naturally to people, and he has something to say. And so I'm really honored that you gave me this much credit, because like I don't deserve that credit at all. But
No, you do.
it's been really fun to watch you perform. And this is not even part of the interview series. I just got excited. I pulled
That's
an
sweet.
audible, as I do. Um,
Love it.
what have been the setbacks and challenges you faced throughout, your very layered career and journey?
That's interesting. I feel like plenty of setbacks, like it's, I feel like there's that thing where you're like, I'm going to give it a couple of years. Like, the people who like, which
Yeah.
is a farce, but it's a kind of good lie to tell yourself, because it either breaks someone's heart instantly and then they're like, this isn't cool. I don't like it. I'm going to not do this ever again.
Yeah.
Or you like go into the rabbit hole of this life of music, whatever that means to a person.
Yeah.
And I, there's absolutely no planet on which the trajectory has been one I would have planned or probably chosen. But like, I, I'm not being like new agey when I say like it's absolutely essential that it happened the way that it did,
Yeah.
because like I like where I am, and I didn't go to school. I didn't know how to play 6 instruments when I was 15. I didn't go to Berkeley to learn. I didn't know how to do a lot of things that some people learned early, either self teaching or like went to somewhere where someone showed them how. And so it's been a like journey, and I think coming from a place of, I mean, was a emo angsty feelings boy in my high school years, but I was like cisgendered white dude, and like it's been very good. Like empathy is something, I think it's like kind of a muscle, and like you need to have some experience or make a real effort in life to like look outside yourself. And I think I'm really grateful for like, you shouldn't have to get kicked in the ass to be empathetic, but like I do think it's helped me to sort of open up to certain things, and I'm sure I have a lot more to do. But I think that's like a big piece of it. But yeah, it kicks your own ass like constantly. So
Yeah. I think that's a
yeah.
good thing though. And I think that anyone would relate to that empathy is a muscle, and it takes some time to kind of like when you are down to understand that other people are down. Um
Yeah,
I've been down so long that I've just always been empathetic, so it's been fine. Um,
I feel that.
I knew this would be a very positive interview. Um, how do you and will you encourage other super weirdos to, show up authentically, take up space, and break the rules?
Um, I think as it pertains to music to start, my favorite thing and one of my favorite things in a writing session is when somebody like starts to say something and then they like cut themselves off.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great microcosm for like the shutdown we do to ourselves. And I do it to myself constantly where it's like, no, that's stupid, like, and you don't say the thing. And so I'll be like, no, what were you going to say?
Yeah.
And I love it when friends ask me that, because sometimes we're just like edit ourselves out of an interesting thought. And I forget, someone said once, like, when you see a work of genius from like an amazing author or like songwriter, it's like a little piece of like ignored self. Like we connect to stuff because we're like, we just never went there. I
Yeah.
never had the confidence or faith in myself to say not that thing, but like to get weird and go all the way there. And I think songwriting is a really fun environment to explore those like things you're too embarrassed to say, or you don't know if they're ugly or if they're like risky. And then the more you do it, the more you're like, oh, this is a safe space and it's kind of fun. And I think it emboldens me in my daily life. And also like, as I get older, like I just don't have the energy to like sometimes I'll be with a friend. I said this to Ryan recently. I was like, was I weird just now? And he's like, you're just being honest. And it's good. And I was like, I
He
don't know
said
how
that
to,
to me too. I think that he might be setting us up.
are we crazy? Do we seem insane?
A little.
I'm okay with it. I'm like, I'm okay with it. I think I like that. Yeah. So I think it's sort of a cliche to just like let yourself be weird. But I think the moment to moment of it, you really have to let go. And it helps, like anything, to just practice it. It doesn't mean you know what you're going to do or that it's going to be good, but like, what if I did? I have a feeling. Maybe I'm going to say it. I think I'll say it. Well, how's that sound? And then, be like, that was weird. Sorry. But like, whatever.
But is it? I mean, I think that we all need to give ourselves permission to show up as we are, because then we won't
Yep.
be stuck with people we don't like. I mean, that's like
Yes.
a win situation.
Yeah. You got to like set the table for the dinner party you want to have. Like,
that facts, straight facts. Listen, I told you he was a good white boy, so we're gonna keep him. We have a very exciting part of this interview series. I ask everyone, because I was very lazy, so I ask everyone the same question.
it's cool. It's like a format. Let's do it.
It's a format. It was on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fire round. It's called Superhero or Super Weirdo. There are no wrong answers except to me. And if you don't know who someone is, that's okay. You can pass. You can make something up. There are no rules. There are no rules
Okay.
in this.
All right, let's do this.
Okay,
Okay, let's go. Yep.
Superhero or super weirdo. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Super weirdo.
I agree. Anthony Bourdain.
Super weirdo.
Lisa Rinna.
The thing is, okay. Sorry, this isn't helpful, but like, that's the good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Like Superman is the superhero and he's the boring one, and then like all the weirdos are the super weirdos. Okay.
Everything's up for interpretation.
Okay.
Right? So
I'm like, what are the rules here?
I just told you there were no rules, Chris.
Okay. I don't like it. I need structure. Oh no. Okay, go. Continue.
Lisa Rinna. You haven't answered.
Super weirdo.
Okay. Kanye West.
Superhero.
Blech. Okay. Batman.
I don't think I meant that as a negative, to be clear.
Okay. Batman.
Super weirdo.
The Fab Five.
Oh, the new ones,
Yeah.
uh, superheroes. But now, see, I'm losing. It's a feeling. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's a feeling. Okay, Anna Delvey. Have you watched that yet on Netflix?
Super weird, I know, but Meredith, my wife's heads, and she's told me all about it, and it's fascinating.
Chelsea Handler.
Super weirdo,
Questlove.
superhero,
Yeah, he's a superhero. Barbie. Important.
super weirdo.
I think she's a super weirdo. That has been the one person or non-person that everyone has agreed is a super weirdo. So she
That's a
can sit,
consensus.
yes, she can sit with us. She will sit with us, and we are excited. We accept her. Barbie, come on over, honey. We'd love
Come
to.
on
You
down.
know what? Bring Ken. Fuck it. There you have it. Well, thank you so much for being here, and
That's awesome.
I so appreciate you. You're a boss. You're a legend. I called you a sync king earlier, which I
Oh,
stand behind. And listen,
that's very high praise from you. Thank you for having me.
anytime.
Uh, Thank you for everything you do. I mean, you just said all those things. That's what you are. You're amazing. You do so much stuff, and this is like, you know how much I love working with you. So let's just, write more songs about being weird.
Let's keep doing it. And to those watching, this is your daily reminder to be yourself and keep it weird. Head bitch out.
Yes.